Hello, this is Acer from netbooknews.com, and finally we're coming to our review video after I've been testing, or let's say I've been working with this Acer Aspire Timeline 3810 TG that I just got I think it's about 2 months ago right now. So I got this system, or this Ultra-Thin, from notebooksbilliger.de, which is a big distributor in Germany near Berlin. And I'm using it now every day for a whole working day and even more, like for some 10 or 12 hours. So I can definitely tell you what I like about the system and what I don't. And for these guys who have no clue about the system itself, we have all the roundup in the unboxing video. So we will kind of link these videos together on YouTube. But let me tell you what I really like about the system. I finally got used to the keyboard. It's pretty big, you know, especially when you're comparing this to my old Dell, which we can see over here on the right side. So I've been using this one over here for about 3.5 years, and as you can tell, it looks pretty bad, like it comes out of a Mad Max movie or something. And of course this keyboard was way smaller. And when you've been typing on a keyboard like this, and on netbooks like on my NC10 for over 3 years, and then you're switching over to an Ultra-Thin with this huge keyboard, this really caused a problem. So for the first 2 or 3 weeks I was still mistyping, misspelling words, and couldn't really hit the right keys. But finally I got used to it, and the keyboard is really good. Great feedback, and I can write all day long. So in average I'm doing between 10 and 12 blog postings a day, tons of emails, lots of chatting, using Twitter with it, so that's pretty cool. I also got used to the single mouse button down here. A couple of reviewers were pointing out that it's pretty hard to press. For me, that's no problem at all anymore. It's good. And I also like the trackpad. It's a multi-touch trackpad, pretty big. Actually, I've never used this button over here on the right side where you can switch off the trackpad. I have no clue why you should need this, right? It's just something, yeah, that makes no sense at all for me. Sorry about this. A point that I definitely don't like about the Acer is the viewing angles of the display. So this is a 13.3 inch with 1366 by 768. But now look at this. If I'm just changing the angle a little bit, you can't see anything anymore. So the colors are changing immediately, or it's not only up and down, it's also from the side. It's not that bad from the side, right? But you know, when it comes to these angles up and down, that's a real problem, and that's something I haven't seen on LED displays or on netbooks since netbooks are on the market, since they're using LED displays. So that's a little bit, that's something that I'm just not getting used to. It's kind of hard for me. When you're watching a movie, right, you always need to make sure that you're sitting right in front of it. But anyways, it's mainly on my desk and right in front of me. So, and it's a working horse, right? Another thing that I had problems with was, hey, how can I switch on the 3G on this system? Of course you can tell me RDFM, read the fucking manual, beep, whatever. Well, actually I only had a quick manual, and it just said, okay, get your SIM card in there, and then the software is starting, and then you can connect to the internet. Well, the software was starting, but I had no chance to connect to the UMTS module. It always told me it was switched off. So finally, by coincidence, I thought these fellows over here were little LED buttons. You know, actually these are real buttons, right? So when I'm switching on, or when I'm pressing this button over here, you can see I can switch between 3G plus Wi-Fi, or right now the backup manager is starting because I just pressed another button next to it. So over here you can see the different options: Wi-Fi and 3G, only Wi-Fi, only 3G, and to switch both of them off. So yeah, this took me about 3 weeks to figure that out by coincidence. So I was without any 3G connectivity for 3 weeks. but finally I got it. Performance-wise, this is a huge advantage to a netbook. It's a SU 9400, 1.4 gigahertz dual-core CPU from Intel. It also got 4 gigabytes of RAM. I don't like that hard disk so much. It's 320 gigabyte, 2.5 inch hard disk, and I so got used to fast SSDs, so that's definitely way slower, especially in combination with Windows Vista that I'm running over here. 4 gigabytes of RAM are pretty cool too. But let's come to the biggest issue I have with the system. Acer is promoting it and doing the marketing for 8 hours plus of battery life. I'm not even coming close to this, even on an Ethernet cable. But while just surfing the internet, just writing on my blog, using Twitter and using a messenger, I got the brightness down to the lowest level. I only got about 4.5 to 5 hours max, right? And this wasn't even using a lot of CPU load at all. I wasn't watching a movie or something like this, like on 1080p, which the system can definitely handle. So I don't know how they measured this. This is a 56 watt-hour battery. When I'm taking a look at the components itself, the CPU has a TDP of 10 watts. Got a 2.5 inch hard disk to it, the bigger display, the graphic card. I wasn't even using the ATI Radeon, which is also in there, so it's kind of dual GPU system. So every time my PSU is plugged in, it's switching over to the Radeon graphic card. Every time I'm on the battery, it's switching over to the Intel one. So I was using the Intel one, and I got about 4.5 hours, 5 hours max of battery life, and it should be like 8 hours. So well, anyways, it makes no sense with a 56 watt hour 6-cell battery with these components that you can promote the system as an 8 hour plus platform. So it's just not working out, but I got used to it. Maybe Acer is offering some bigger batteries in the future, so that you can finally get to these 8 hours battery. They're smaller system on this line with a different CPU, so maybe they've been talking about these CPUs when they made up these marketing campaigns for the system. But besides that, yeah, I really love the system, even though it got only these 5 hours of battery life. It's very light. I love the form factor. It's mainly on my desk. Still, when I'm mobile, I'm using netbooks. But when I'm going to an all-day conference where I know, okay, I will just listen to some speeches on a stage, I will definitely go for the Acer. It changed my workflow a lot from the old Dell or the netbooks to an ultra-thin right now. So it's definitely something that I can recommend as an everyday working horse. And yeah, I'm happy with it. It has some, it has some negative sides. It has a lot of positive aspects to it, which I really love. And yeah, that's the Acer Aspire 3810 TG timeline. And this is actually from netbooknews.com from Taipei.